Hey, what's happening? This is Jerry over at Wealth Dynamics. Hey, I want to start giving you guys a new series I'm going to begin tonight called End of the Day Rant. Okay, so every day I'm going to share with you my thoughts on something stupid that happened that day. Something that just, like, I'm a pretty direct person, so I maintain a positive attitude. But you know how sometimes you get done with the day and you're like, I can't believe that happened. You know, somebody did something or you experienced something and you're like, dude, I can't even believe that that's real, that happened. Okay, so some of those things, like, I find humor in them and I can be somewhat sarcastic sometimes, and I think you guys are going to appreciate that. And I want to share that with you with my end of the day rant. Okay, so what happened today? Awesome day. We killed it. Phenomenal day, right? And so I was doing one of my battle plan items, which was to start promoting to our applicants for some job interviews, right? So I sent out probably 600 emails today. That's right, 600 emails to different applicants that applied for positions within my company. And I get one email back from a very special person. This particular individual emails me back, and he's being sarcastic, right? He's probably from what I gathered from the email, he is probably friends with somebody that we fired one time. Okay, and this guy responds back and says, I'm not gonna bother. At some point he did apply, right? But he said, I'm not gonna bother interviewing because something about you guys are probably gonna fire me, overwork me, not pay me enough, and not give me enough hours. Something to that extent. That was his response back to the interview to the email I sent him for the job that he applied to. Okay, keep in mind, I did not solicit this guy. He applied to the job. He clicked a button and went out of his way to submit his information, put a resume in, do a personality assessment, and he's bagging on the interview process. He's saying, you guys are probably going to hire me and then fire me and not pay me enough and overwork me and not give me enough hours. Terrible attitude. So I didn't even justify it with the response. But like I said, I think he's buddies with someone we fired one time. And let me tell you what, when we fire people, it's not because they had good attitudes and they were doing well. If I fired somebody, it's because they were continuously late, they were lazy, they had a negative attitude, they couldn't show up on time. When they were there, they were stealing, meaning that they didn't actually do the work I was paying them to do. They couldn't keep their stats up. They couldn't do basic tasks. That's the reason we fire somebody. So when somebody's like, man, if you hire me, you're probably just going to fire me. They're telling me I plan on being late. I plan on not getting the job done. I plan on having a negative attitude. I plan on stealing from you while I'm there and showing up late and trying to leave early. Like, they're already admitting to me that I'm going to be a terrible hire. Don't hire me. And so, like, I would say probably like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I would have looked at that and got all upset and got on my keyboard and started typing up the response to show this guy. But now as a business owner, I've learned enough that I'm just thankful. I'm like, all right, good. I don't have to even mess with that guy. Okay, he can go work at McDonald's. He can go to Walmart. He can go somewhere else. Not my company. Okay, because I'm only looking for excellent people. So my rant today, guys, is not even if you're just looking for a job, like definitely if you're looking for a job, but if you're trying to grow an organization, whether you're an employee there or you're the owner and your attitude sucks, you are the reason it's not growing. 100%. Like, and especially if you're applying for a job. Like, you're going to apply for a job where you're going to bring your bad attitude in, and it's going to affect the other employees, and I should say infect the other employees. And you're going to bring the stats down, and you're going to underperform, and you're going to justify why you underperformed. Then you're going to start showing up late. Then you're going to start getting sick all the time because that's what you did when you were a kid and you didn't want to go to school. You just start repeating successful actions. And then you start making it your employer's fault. You quit. Oh, they were negative. They were terrible. I couldn't work there. It was a toxic work environment. They do this. They do that. That's the cycle that people go through. So what you should do, like when you go into a new environment as a business owner, as an employee, you should be looking at, how do I produce? How do I produce to where I'm exchanging more to them than they're exchanging to me? Which by definition can't happen if you have a bad attitude. If you're stealing, like stealing to me doesn't even mean you're taking money. Stealing to me means I pay you this much per hour to do this task, and you don't do it the way it needs to be done, or you don't do it at all, or you do it a little bit, but then you alter it because you don't actually want to do it all the way. Like, that's stealing. When you go in, you shouldn't be stealing. You should actually be stolen from. Like, you should actually be the one that's producing more than you're getting paid. Because a good employer, they're going to see that and be like, all right, that's executive material. That's management material. That's the leader of my sales team. That's the person I'm going to promote. That's the person I'm going to give a bonus to. That's what a good employer is going to do. And it's easy for you to be like, man, well, employers aren't like that. They suck. Have you thought about maybe you sucked? If you've never had a good boss, what's the common denominator there? You're the person at that job all the time. You're the person that keeps on having the bad boss. It's not the boss's fault. You got to take responsibility for your own actions. So guys, I want to implant that idea on you. Make sure when you go into a business or a job and you're interviewing or you're trying to start something, you focus on production and you focus on giving more than you're taking. You're producing more than you're consuming. Okay, by definition for a company, that's called an asset. Somebody that consumes more than they produce, that's actually a liability. Okay, any smart business is going to get rid of the liabilities on their balance sheet and go look for more assets. So I am hiring. I want to share this link with you. If you guys are watching this tonight and you're like, all right, man, I'm interested in maybe working with Wealth Dynamics. I've got a good attitude. I'm not going to be negative. I am a producer. I just need an opportunity and I need somebody that's going to pour into me. Doesn't mean I'm going to hold your hand. Okay, there's probably days you won't like me, but I'm going to make sure you know how to produce. And that's going to be something that even if we're not friends at the end of it and you learned how to produce and you became successful because you worked at my company, that's 100% my end goal. So guys, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep doing these rants. I'm getting some good feedback on them. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.